What's up, traders? It's Matt with Conservative Trades. Hope you guys are doing all right today. It's a beautiful Monday morning in the markets, ending the day up $702.41. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day. And Friday was a little devastating for me just because, I ended the day in the red. You can go check out that video. I ended the day down like $250, but it wasn't a devastating losing day. It's just that I had to leave town on Friday, and I was trading on two stocks that I kept kind of getting chopped out of. I knew the move was going to happen. I just didn't know when. And because they're volatile stocks, I didn't want to let them go past a certain point. So I just got chopped out on them, both of them, multiple times. But lo and behold, after I did my recap video and got on the road and I'm headed out of town and I'm in the car and I'm checking these stocks, and both of them had made massive moves to the downside. I was shorting them. So it just really messed me up. It really messed me up. Not because it was a big losing day or anything, because it really wasn't. Last week was actually a great week. I mean, even with that losing day, we ended the week up almost $2,000. So it was a good week. But just knowing that I was like so close to having a winning trade, like a really good, solid winning trade, and that I had the right trade idea on both of those stocks, and I had to leave early, so I couldn't really see it through. It was just so frustrating to me. But actually, I ended up making a video for the Trader's Mind. For those of you who don't know, the Trader's Mind is a series of episodes that I've been doing here on the channel. Of course, I just started this channel like 3 weeks ago. So this is actually the third episode in the Trader's Mind, but the Trader's Mind is basically based on trader psychology. So I'm releasing a series of episodes called The Trader's Mind that will talk about different things pertaining to trader psychology. And of course, the one that I released over the weekend was called How to Deal with Losing Out on Winning Trades. So anyway, I'll put a link up to that at the end of this video. But for today, it was a good day in the markets, and probably the best trade here was on APT. APT is a stock that I've kind of stayed away from. But today, it just looked really good. And here, let me show my executions. I actually entered into this in pre-market. Right here, you can see around 850, it was showing weakness. It looked like it was about to test all these levels and break through. I thought the possibilities were pretty great. I went ahead and took out, located and borrowed, I think, 200 shares for short on APT this morning. And so I took the first there, I took second there, I took a little profit off here, averaged back in here, took profit, averaged in again, and then had to get out, stop with a break even on my average. Averaged in again here, got stopped out. Finally, when I saw the rejection here, breaking back down through VWAP, I went short again. at the break of this trend line I had drawn, and it actually popped up, but then it came back over, couldn't break through VWAP, and ended up going down and just taking a major rejection off that trend line. Took profit in all various forms down here, went short again a couple times, and then took profit and just basically ended the day there on $552. Then moving over to CODX, this is actually the stock that I was talking about on Friday that made this massive move to the downside. Actually, no, it was right here. Actually, here, I'll pull the chart out a little bit. So you can see I had been trading in all this choppiness, and like right here is when I finally got out, and because I had to make the recap video and get on the road. And so I'm on the road like over here, or maybe it was like 11:45 when I first checked it, and we're like all the way down here. And I'm like, man, I missed all of this. I totally would have crushed it. But anyway, coming into the market today, you can see that same thing, pre-market trade, went short again, ended up getting out the rest here. So the first trade idea didn't work. Okay, and but obviously I held on to some pieces, and I got out some of those shares here, or maybe looks like I went short here and then got out some of them, probably because I got a little nervous. But then it continued to resolve, so I went short again, and then just took profit here. Saw the rollover on the 9 EMA and the confluence of that in VWAP, and went short again. Took profit here, little here. Anyway, even after losing out on CODX this morning, I still ended making up $131.11. And I had borrowed, I think, 400 shares for shorting on this. I don't think I ever took the full 400 shares on that. As you can look here in the order executions, I think the most I ever took at one time today was 200 shares. Again, guys, it just goes to show that you don't need massive share size coming into the stock market. You don't have to have a huge account. You can take very conservative share sizes and still end the day up $700. I had a $700 day last week. I had an $800 day last week. I had like a almost $450 day. you can do well. You can do well, and that's what this strategy is about. MRNA is another one where I first went in here and then I had to get out here. You can see I'll extend the chart a little bit. MRNA is tricky, but it came up here and it bull flagged, and I thought maybe it was a bull trap, but I didn't want to try anything quite yet. And it came up here, broke the highs, came up here, but then slammed back down, and then started doing this. And so I could see this trend going here. I didn't necessarily draw a trend line right when I had, but I could see the trend. And I think I finally drew the trend somewhere around here. But I went ahead and went short, took out some shares here, and then got out the rest break even. But then I saw a rejection here. So I decided to go short again. Now, I did take some of the shares off the table here because I got a little nervous, but it rejected the trend line, came down, I took profit again. When it popped back up to the 9 EMA, I went short. I was actually looking for it to test the trend line. I would have went in again to take more shares short here, but it never did. So it got slammed back down, and I took out some profit here, and then took out profit here. And as we can see, it kind of moved over the trend line, moved under the trend line, it moved back over. So it's just kind of doing this back and forth choppiness thing. MRNA can be like that. But I've still ended the day up roughly $60 on MRNA. JD was another one I wanted to take a stab at. I saw it rejecting over here. I went short, and I got stopped out. I was risking roughly about $40. I really should have, when it came up here, because again, I had drawn a trend line, and this actually broke the trend line. Guys, you'll see as you watch me trade more and more. I'm big on trend lines, but trend lines tell a pretty heavy story. They don't tell the whole truth, okay, but they do tell a pretty solid story when you're trading. And just like here, it closed over that trend line, and I even said at that time, like, I need to start looking on a place to get out. So this could have been like a $20 loss, but I still ended up getting out here. I just put a hard stop at the break of 43, and then it ended up stopping me out. So anyway, guys, overall, really good day. Going to look to come back in the markets tomorrow and do the same thing. Thank you for those of you who joined us in the live stream this morning. We do stream live on YouTube every morning, starting roughly around 9 o'clock. That's, of course, when we get in and I show you the stocks that I'm trading and the patterns that I'm looking at. And I really do appreciate some of the people who have been coming into the live stream. We had some really good questions being asked by some beginner traders today, so I was happy to be able to answer a lot of those questions for you guys. And then we even had some seasoned and experienced traders coming in and kind of bringing value to the channel, helping to answer some of the questions and even bringing some fresh perspective from their own approved strategy. So definitely having a good time there. So guys, join us if you can. Again, every morning, Monday through Friday, typically around 9 o'clock a.m. And by the way, I told you I'm going to put a link up to the video that I released this weekend, our most recent episode of The Trader's Mind, how to deal with losing out on winning trades. So, every day trader out there has suffered losses. We've all got stories about a particular stock or ticker symbol, whatever, that completely wrecked us. And of course, many of you guys know mine would be SPCE from a couple weeks back. You can go and check out that video on the channel. But sometimes there are stocks we trade which have near perfect setups, and we get chopped out of them several times until they finally begin working out in our favor. Just kind of like with CODX, me and CODX on Friday, right? Now, realizing that we lost out on such massive gains with a stock that actually ended up moving in the right direction can be nearly as frustrating as losing heavily on a trade altogether. It can play with our emotions and ultimately play with our minds as we are entering the next trading day. So in this video, I will be discussing how to handle those emotions and how to stay mentally disciplined while not getting caught up with all the what ifs. So, this is a very helpful video. I encourage you guys to watch it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and continue commenting, guys. I'm having a really good time building the channel, and hopefully I'm bringing value to your life, especially for those of you who are seeking to develop a better trading strategy for yourself. So anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.